July 4th weekend is here. Happy July 4th. Hope you guys are having a great day. We got, some interesting stories to go over between a couple things coming out from JP Morgan just the other day, talking about when the bear market is over. Is it over? And how we're going to see a crypto surge throughout the rest of the year, the last 6 months of the year. Also, we're going to go over a couple of developments overseas between what's going on in the Philippines and Iran. May talk a little bit about Germany. Some major news for the crypto world. Going to bring a lot more people into the space, which could mean hundreds of billions of dollars coming into crypto. Also going to go over a couple of things going on with Cardano, major moves there. I'm glad you guys liked the video the other day. We did a video just like outside walking about. So I have another one of those planned for today. The other day we talked about Cardano. Today in that video we're going to talk about a stock that I am heavily invested in. And at the end we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin mining week ahead, some things just to keep an eye out on. But if you guys are just new here, make sure to like the video, subscribe. We talk about the stock market, crypto, just everything going on. Also, if you want to see exactly what I'm buying and selling, you can check me out on public.com, public investing. You just follow me on there. It's like an investing app combined with social media. So it's like a Robinhood combined with a Twitter. So you could buy stocks, sell stocks. You could see what's going on, and you could also just talk about it as well. So you can see all of my holdings if you just go ahead, follow me, public.com/Michael. You also get like $50, up to $50 in a free stock when you download the app. But anyways, let's start off. Glad everyone's joining us this morning. But let's start off, talk about what's going on with crypto. Because some people are saying crypto is down. Crypto isn't looking good. But this morning, July 4th, is looking like a really good day for the entire crypto world. We are seeing right now the entire crypto world. Let me just get this situated. Entire crypto world right now is doing extremely well, actually, up 2.42%. We're seeing Bitcoin above $35,000 per coin, Ethereum above $2,300. We have not seen this in a while. Binance coin over $300 per coin, Cardano well above $1.40 now, up. Everything's up significantly over the last 7 days. You can see Bitcoin's up 6%, Ethereum's up 25%, Cardano up 13%. And the key thing to look at right now is what's going on with the charts. A couple of interesting things have happened just over the last couple of hours. We look at the 4-hour chart and we look at the moving average, the 100-day and the 50-day moving average. The interesting thing going on here is what we see with the 100-day moving average. We'll go over first. So the thing with 100-day moving average is we like to see that we have crossed it, and we officially have crossed that 100-day moving average. We've crossed it quite a few times recently. We haven't been able to have a sustained break above it just yet, so we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But now we have officially broken above the 100-day moving average, and we are pretty well above it. We had seen it cross on June 29th, but then we dropped immediately back down below it. We saw it cross on about June 14th. We dropped back down. So we'll have to wait and see if we're able to sustain the break above the 100-day moving average. Also, key number that we did pass was $35,000 per coin. We've been stuck between that $30,000 and $35,000 per coin range for a while. So between both of those things, between crossing the 100-day moving average, staying above it, and also having that crossing that $35,000 resistance, things are looking pretty good for crypto over the next couple of weeks. Things are looking pretty good, and we also have a lot of positive catalysts coming out between SEC decisions on potentially a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, a couple of other things going on there. But so the two things right now, we crossed the 100-day moving average, and also we crossed $35,000 per coin. We're just barely above $35,000, but still, if we're able to sustain this, things are going to look a lot better for crypto over the next couple weeks, and it could be a sign that we're entering a bull run. In addition to this, that's the 100-day moving average. When we take a look at the 50-day moving average, it's the same story. What we're seeing with the 50-day moving average, again, we have crossed it. We looked like we crossed it back on June 28th. We dropped right around below it or at the line for a while, but now we're back above it. And remember, it's not good enough for us to just pass this for a couple of hours, a couple of days. It's like if we see a sustained break and we start to see a push up, well, now our next resistance line is going to be at that $40,000 per coin. That's where we're heading to right now. Right now, broke through 35. Can we reach 40? And if we can, well, that's going to be a great sign for crypto moving forward. Other thing to talk about is what JP Morgan came out earlier and spoke about what exactly is going on with crypto. Are we going to see the market have a bull run, a bull market in the second half of 2021? Or are we going to see the entire market continue to be in this crypto winter, not see a lot of movement? And they are talking about a key metric that we talk about quite a bit on the channel, but that is what is going on with Bitcoin dominance. So JP Morgan predicts exactly when we're going to see the bear market end, because ever since earlier in the year, we have seen Bitcoin's price drop from 60,000 all the way down to $30,000 per coin. So we have been in a bit of a bear market in a crypto winter. We have just seen, for the most part, ever since we dropped on the first week of May, we have just been consolidating, not really any action at all. Ever since May 25th, May 19th, we have been at the exact same price. But what they're saying could change this, and when it could change is when we see Bitcoin's dominance actually go back above 50%. Because right now, what we typically see in the crypto world is whenever Bitcoin's dominance, whenever the market is doing really, really well, whenever we see a bull market, we see Bitcoin dominance tank. It falls down significantly because people like to get in other altcoins that are going to do well. They could bring a lot more returns to your portfolio. They have a lot more room to grow. Bitcoin market cap of over $600 billion. It's not going to 10x like some of the smaller altcoins will. So some people, when the market's doing well, Bitcoin dominance goes down. When the market's doing poorly and we're entering a bear market, we see a crypto winter, prices aren't moving, people get back into Bitcoin because it's more reliable, it's safer, we know it's not going anywhere, and it's going to be here for a while. Right now, for Bitcoin dominance, we're sitting right around 45%, 45.2%. You can see on the top of the screen. But what JP Morgan is saying is that as soon as we climb back above 50%, as soon as Bitcoin has a 50% market share of the entire crypto world, well, that's an indicator to them that the bear phase is over, that we're entering a bull run. Because typically what they say is every single time we have these cycles, the pattern that they have seen with all the data, compiling all the data, is that every time we see the market drop, every time we see this happen in the crypto world, we're going to see Bitcoin's dominance go from, let's say, 40% all the way back well above 50%. They said last year in 2020, in April, it was at 60%. And whenever we start to see it get above that 50% range, that's a sign that we are getting to be a little bit on the oversold side. And there seems to be we're about to enter a bull run. That's what they're saying. So they said back in April 2020, it was at 60%, bit oversold. And now what we're seeing is that even though funds aren't buying a lot of Bitcoin, as soon as we drop below 30,000, they just rushed in. All institutions rushed into Bitcoin the second we saw it drop below 30,000. So obviously we have a strong support there. And what we're seeing is a bit of a rotation out of altcoins, continuing more into Bitcoin. That's something we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks as Bitcoin's dominance has gone from about 42% all the way up to over 45% where it is right now. So that's what they're saying. They're saying the key thing to keep an eye out on is going to be Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is right around 45.4% as we are speaking, and we'll have to wait and see what happens with the institutions over the next couple of weeks, but that is a sure sign, something to keep an eye out on, could give us a signal that we're entering a bear market. So they're saying we're not there yet, but we're getting closer. Bitcoin dominance is going up. It's just not as high as they want to see it just yet. Other story going on is with the Philippine Stock Exchange. You guys may be thinking, why does this matter? Why is this important? Well, going to be a lot more money coming into the crypto world, so something that we definitely want to talk about. So the Philippine Stock Exchange, they said that they're eyeing cryptocurrency trading. They say that it's an asset class. There's no way to ignore it. You can't just pretend like it's not there, because crypto has been growing rapidly, and for all the other countries in the world who are saying it's not an asset class, it's not going anywhere, they're mistaken. So the Philippine Stock Exchange, the PSE, which is the National Stock Exchange in the Philippines, they said that they are talking about potentially offering cryptocurrency trading directly on their exchange, directly on their platform. They said that the Philippine Stock Exchange should be a platform that offers crypto for many reasons. First is because they have all the infrastructure in place to already do this. But the other thing, and the more important reason, is that they have investor protection safeguards already in place that can be used for crypto. And that's something that everyone's concerned about, whether we're talking about institutions, whether we're talking about retail investors. No one likes to be, first of all, scammed. We have seen major scams go on in South Africa, in other countries with major crypto exchanges. Recently, we saw a scam for over $2 billion where people just lost all of their money in a crypto exchange in South Africa because two brothers just disappeared. They started the exchange and they just disappeared with everyone's money. So the thing is the Philippine Stock Exchange, they're saying, look, we want to make sure everyone's protected. Like, obviously, they're going to have more control over it, and people are worried about regulations, but no one wants to be scammed out of all their money. No one wants to be scammed out of all their money. And the problem, and so that's an opportunity for the Philippine Stock Exchange. They said, look, we have the infrastructure in place. We have the capabilities to offer crypto trading. We just have to work on a couple of things behind the scenes, but it would, first of all, make it a lot easier. Everyone can invest in stocks and crypto all in one place, but also that they could have safeguards in place to make sure that people can't just get scammed out of all their money, because that's an issue with some other new exchanges popping up in other countries. These exchanges, they could just come out of nowhere. People start putting money in, and then the founders or people who work at the company could just disappear with the money. And we've seen that happen multiple times. It's not common, but it has happened multiple times before. The Bank of Philippines came out and they said that, look, we've already registered 17 cryptocurrency exchange service providers so far. But the thing is, they say it's about time that they broaden this scope and not only approve and give licenses to 17 crypto exchange providers, but also to integrate it directly into their financial system, because that's a way to manage risk for investors. So they said one thing, just keep in mind, they're still working on it. They don't have the rules yet from regulators, something they're talking about, but still, you have to be careful either way with crypto. They said people are making lots of money. You become instantly rich. Wake up if you invest in a meme coin and you've turned into, you turn $1,000 into $80,000, let's say. That could happen. Happened multiple times before. But the thing is they say instant riches could also be instant poverty. So they want to make sure they have safeguards in place to protect people. They're currently just waiting for rules from the SEC. But either way, it's exciting to see that countries around the world are talking about integrating crypto directly into their stock market platform, their stock exchanges. It would be the same as the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ saying, we're going to add crypto directly to our exchange as well. We're not going to see that. Well, we haven't seen that. It's not going to mean we're not going to, but that's what the Philippines is essentially talking about. It's going to make it a lot easier for millions of people to have access to crypto trading. We'll see that continues to develop, but always a good thing when we start to see more money coming into the crypto space. If you guys are just joining us, hope you're having a great Sunday, July 4th. If you're in the U.S., July 4th anywhere, but it's a holiday. So I hope you guys are doing well. If you guys can, please be sure to like the video, and let's keep the ball rolling. Throw anything in the comments. We'll talk about that at the end, but let's keep the ball rolling. New report came out that places like the United States are at the top of the crypto ready list in terms of countries adopting crypto. So we've seen a lot of reports come out recently. There's this one study from a company called Crypto Head. They are like a research platform, an education platform, and they take a couple of things into account to decide whether a country is ready for crypto or not. The things that they look at were the number of crypto ATMs in each country and their accessibility. The other thing they looked at was the legality of crypto and whether banks can use it. The number of online searches for crypto on Google Trends. They compiled all this data and formed a list that compiles Google searches with number of crypto ATMs, with how many banks use it, with what regulators are saying. They compiled all this and said, okay, these are the countries that are the most ready for crypto. These are the countries that are the least ready. And the U.S. actually topped this list with a crypto ready score of 7.13 out of 10. Other thing going on here is there was another study the other day that we've talked about a couple of times, but it shows how much of an increase we have seen in the entire crypto world and how much people in the U.S. have grown in terms of interest in crypto over the last 12 months. So over the last 12 months, we have seen in the US alone that According to a study done by Mick Digital, they did a firm that analyzed Google Trends, analyzed how much prices of cryptos are going up, how much people are searching about something. And they said right now, this is the stat we always talk about, only around 6% of the U.S. population, they say, owns crypto, and the trend is growing. They said some of the top states in the U.S. that saw increases were Hawaii, California, Colorado, Florida, and Nevada. All of these states saw an over 600% increase in the amount of number of searches and people's interest in crypto. They said in addition to this, what we're seeing is that whenever we see interest in a coin or interest in a city for crypto increase, we see specific cryptos, their prices increase. For example, we saw Dogecoin was the highest in terms of how much interest and how many searches were for that coin. They said it increased the most for Dogecoin out of any other coin out there, more than Ethereum, more than Dash, more than Litecoin. They said, and because searches for Dogecoin increased more than any other crypto, we saw the price go up. So this is going to be like relate exactly to what's going on with crypto. If more people are searching for crypto, it's just inevitable that more people are going to invest in it. So that's what they're saying right now, according to a couple of different studies. They're saying right now the U.S. is in a great position for more retail investors to get involved. We're only at 6% right now of consumers and people in the U.S. invested in crypto, about a quarter of investors, but they're saying that trend is growing very rapidly between crypto ATMs in the U.S., between regulations, between Google searches, and because of all these reasons, the U.S. is ready to continue its growth in the crypto space, and everything's lining up for us to see a great second half of the year. They said right now in the U.S., when we're looking at this report, here it is, they said in terms of Google searches, the annual crypto Google searches per 100,000 people is 14,796. It's not the highest, but that means for every 100,000 people, about 15% of them are searching for crypto in the U.S. In terms of annual increase, we saw an over 140% increase in the number of searches in the US. In terms of number of crypto ATMs, the most in the US out of any other country. US is a pretty big country, so it makes sense. Next thing is going to be with people per crypto ATM. So how this one is based on how easy it is for someone to access a crypto ATM. And they said that for every 19,023 people, there is a crypto ATM in the US. And lastly, they are talking about also tax and legislation score out of 2, and the US is at 2. So that means, regulators are talking about it. They've been discussing what's going on, and things are looking much better in total for the crypto world, specifically in the US. A couple things going on here, though. Thank you, Andrew. But a couple things going on here is what's going on with regulators. So everyone's talking about how the U.S. is ready for more crypto adoption. There's more Bitcoin and crypto ATMs in the U.S. than any other country. But the thing to keep in mind with this is that we're not going to see crypto, in my opinion, really explode, reach a market cap similar to gold, and continue its way up until we see regulators and the SEC approve Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. We talk about this every video, but that's going to be the moment when we start to see the crypto world take off, which is why I don't try and time the market with these things, because ultimately, if you're believing crypto long term, all we need is for institutions to start getting involved, and we just need, let's say, one bank, Blackstone or BlackRock, like one investment firm to get involved, then all the others are going to follow, and you don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So rather than try and time that, because it's impossible, rather than try and time that, it's better just to be in my opinion, I just like to be involved now, because when it does happen, I'll still be here. Yes, prices could go down, prices could go up, but ultimately, we see a very small percentage of institutions involved in crypto, and as soon as they start to put money in, it's going to happen very quickly, where we start to see tens of billions, hundreds of billions of dollars poured into crypto. You got to remember, a lot of these investment funds and investment firms, they have over $100 billion in assets under management. And as soon as they start to allocate a small percentage of that into crypto, that could be an additional $10 billion for all major firms easily to be put into crypto. And that's going to be when we start to see the crypto market take off, whether that's going to be when an ETF is approved by the SEC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or another crypto ETF, that's very possible. But either way, for a Bitcoin, Ethereum ETF, looking much more likely for the second half of 2021. The SEC has been in talks already. There's over a dozen Bitcoin ETFs that have been submitted for approval, a couple of Ethereum ETFs in the US, and we're going to see them probably pass one within the next 6 months, simply because there's a lot of retail investor demand, a lot of institutional demand, and with all this combined, it's looking much more promising that we're going to see one pass. Because if enough people are asking for it, enough countries around the world are approving their own Bitcoin, own Ethereum ETFs, well, it's a matter of time before the US is going to follow suit and do the same exact thing, because they're not going to want to fall behind other countries, and they already are. They already are falling behind Canada. Brazil already has a Bitcoin ETF. Dubai has a Bitcoin ETF, so they're falling behind, and it's not going to be that way for too much longer. Next topic is going to be with Cardano. We talked about this the other day, but I feel like it's important to go over again because the quarterly rebalancing of Grayscale Investments funds, specifically their large cap cryptocurrency fund, was recently done, and according to the rules of this fund, it says 70%, it's going to provide exposure to 70% of the digital asset market. And what they said is, look, in accordance with the fund's construction criteria, Grayscale has adjusted the fund's portfolio. They do this every single quarter. They sold certain amounts of the existing components in the fund, and what they did is they used that cash to purchase Cardano. This is important because it was surprising that they didn't own any Cardano, a $348 million fund, $350 million fund that was supposed to follow the crypto market, had no exposure to Cardano when Cardano is the fourth largest crypto in terms of market cap. Well, it's the fifth largest, right behind Binance Coin. It was four yesterday, but it's surprising that they had no exposure to Cardano. And now what we see is that they sold off other assets, other pieces of the portfolio, and what they did is they bought now their portfolio has about 4.3% in Cardano. This is interesting and exciting because previously they had nothing. They had no exposure to Cardano. Now they've added a lot to it, and 4.3% would mean they have right around a little less than $17 million in Cardano. So not a huge buying order, but it's exciting to see that major firms and funds like Grayscale investment funds are getting exposure to Cardano. This is a big announcement. It's going to lead to more and more money flowing in, especially as Grayscale Investments continues to build out more funds. They have their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. They have Grayscale Ethereum Trust. They have a couple of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs that are waiting approval because they want to transition these into ETFs. But it's exciting to see that we're seeing more major firms continue to add some smaller altcoins, specifically Cardano, because it is one of our favorite coins out there. Moving on, Marathon Digital, a Bitcoin mining company, just reported a 17% increase in Bitcoin production for the month of June 2021. And this is exciting because what we talked about yesterday is actually what's going on with Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin mining just got a whole lot easier as we had the adjustment that takes place every 2 weeks for Bitcoin mining. And what happened is, since everything going on in China, over 50% of Bitcoin miners are in China. They were all banned, kicked out, couldn't do their Bitcoin mining there anymore. And as a result of this, more than 50% of Bitcoin miners have been completely shut down, and they're not back on the network yet. And essentially what happens is what we see when there's less miners, less machines mining Bitcoin, they adjust it to make it easier, because there's always going to be the same amount of Bitcoin mined. There's rules in place. That means it doesn't matter if there's a million Bitcoin, it doesn't matter how many people are mining Bitcoin. You could have millions of people, you could have one person. All we know is that based on the rules, the same amount of Bitcoin needs to be mined. So because now there's less equipment, less machinery, less Bitcoin miners out there, it's become a whole lot easier for all these companies to mine Bitcoin. And what we saw is that Marathon Digital is benefiting from this. They said in the month of June, they saw a 17% increase in Bitcoin production. This is a stock, trade under the stock ticker symbol MARA. You could see it's done extremely well, especially when we started to see all of the information come out about what's going on with China. Ever since then, this stock has been doing extremely well. It's gone from $24, $23, up to now over $30 per share. So that's a pretty decent return. That's about a 25% return. And it's only going to get better because according to reports, they're saying that's going to take between 6 and 15 months for all these Bitcoin miners that were doing business in China to get back online and start to implement their machinery, get set up in countries all around the world. So companies like Mara, Marathon Digital, they're going to benefit from this because for the time being, they're continuing to ramp up how many Bitcoin miners they have. They said that they installed 1,740 miners in June. They have a fleet of almost 20,000, and their goal is to have 100,000 miners by the end of Q1 2021. So if we're looking at this, not only do they already have thousands of Bitcoin miners in place that are going to make more money simply because of the fact that it became a lot easier to mine Bitcoin, but also they're actively installing tens of thousands more miners. They're going to change their business from having 20,000, right now 19,300 miners, to 100,000 by Q1 of 2022. And by that time, we're still not going to see the entire Bitcoin mining industry recover from what happened in China, because with China, we've already seen that they've shut down Bitcoin mining. They've banned it. So all these companies, they can't just get up and switch immediately. It takes time to find places, build out facilities, warehouses, migrate, send all the equipment over or buy new equipment. It takes time to do that. And so companies like Mara are probably going to be great stocks to look at that are directly involved in crypto, directly related to crypto, and just investments that you do want to take a look at moving forward, because Bitcoin mining just got a whole lot easier, a whole lot more profitable, and it's not going to bounce back so quickly. For example, it just means that Bitcoin mining is much more profitable than it was 2 weeks ago, and that's not going to change for the next 6 to 15 months. According to JP Morgan, their study shows that it's going to take at least six months for Bitcoin miners to be back up and running, but they say ideally they're not predicting for the next 15 months that we're going to see at the same levels we were at before. So interesting to see that, and it's not just JP Morgan. We're seeing analysts at other firms say the exact same thing. They're saying that, look, China cut off Bitcoin miners. Now they're all reaching out to new places, and they're all in the same boat trying to find places to mine Bitcoin where they can set up shop. So it sets up really well for companies like Mara, stock ticker symbol MARA, because they're growing. They already mine Bitcoin. They have all the machines in place. They're in a great position. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with a new bill that has been in the works in Iran. Not the best of news. They say that this new bill in Iran is going to ban crypto payments altogether. Any sort of domestic cryptocurrency payments, they say, will be banned under this law if it was to be passed. So currently they have proposed a bill. It has not been officially passed yet. They said if this bill is passed, it's going to ban crypto payments. Not only is it going to do that, but it said also other domestic transactions with cryptocurrency would be prohibited as well. So this isn't great. Everyone says, everyone always asks, why do we talk about other countries? Why does it matter? Like, China's huge, so obviously it has big impacts, but all these countries have impacts on crypto, because it's like every time a country bans cryptocurrency as a form of payment or bans Bitcoin mining, that's tens of millions of people, or at least a couple million people, that are no longer going to be able to access crypto very easily. People in all these countries still own crypto, because if you have it in cold storage wallet, no one can take that away. But it gets to be a lot harder for people in these countries to own crypto. And also, it hurts the crypto industry. If countries are saying that we're never going to have payments be accepted at any stores or any businesses with crypto, it's going to hurt them. It's going to definitely hurt some companies. It's going to hurt just crypto in general, because what we're seeing is if we want crypto to continue to grow, we need to see countries all around the world have access to crypto and make it so the millions of people who live in those countries be able to invest, buy, sell, trade crypto. But according to Iran, they said that, look, we've already had crypto mining legal for about 2 years, about 2 or 3 years now. That's not changing, but they're saying cryptocurrency as the form of payment is. And really what we're seeing is that a lot of countries are getting intimidated by what's going on with crypto. They're saying that crypto is continuing to grow, continuing to get bigger and bigger. And as a result of this, it's competing with the country's own currency. And a lot of countries don't like this. We saw this with China. The whole reason they banned crypto is because it competed directly with the yuan. And they wanted to make their own central bank digital currency, the digital yuan. And because of this, they just banned it outright. And we're seeing this with other big economies in the world. For example, El Salvador made Bitcoin legal tender, but that's not because they had a strong central bank currency in the country. They used the US dollar. So to them, it didn't really make a difference. They're like, oh, we might as well use Bitcoin because we know that there's always going to be 21 million Bitcoin in existence. We know the rules surrounding mining and circulation in terms of Bitcoin, but they didn't know the rules of the US, because with the US, regulators can come out and change any economic policy any day they want. They could pass more stimulus checks, more stimulus bills if they want to, potentially leading to inflation. But so they said with Bitcoin, they know the rules. So what we're seeing now is with more established economies around the world is they're getting intimidated by what's going on with Bitcoin, especially like Iran. Like in Iran, we're seeing this. In China, especially, we saw this. And if they're seeing that crypto is a threat to their own currency, they're just taking measures to ban it. It's not as easy as it sounds, because people could still, own crypto. The thing that makes it hard is, especially in China, they banned cryptocurrency trading, like exchanges, and all the banks are working with the government to not let people send money to crypto exchanges. So Iran, that hasn't happened yet, but they said that if the plan in the bill is passed as it currently is, it would ban the use of crypto as a means of payment. This doesn't mean that crypto can't continue to grow, because what we're seeing is, I saw this great report that came out that essentially was saying Bitcoin doesn't need to be used as a currency to be as big as gold. Gold isn't used as currency. You can't just bring some gold coins or a gold bar somewhere and pay. Like, you can't go to the grocery store, bring a gold bar and pay for something. It doesn't work like that. So I've seen a lot of people say, just because crypto can't be used as a currency in some countries doesn't mean its growth is going to be restricted, because gold, you can't pay with gold bars, but gold still has an over $10 trillion market cap. Same thing we're going to see in other countries all around the world. Just because some countries are going to ban crypto as a form of payment doesn't mean it can't be as big as gold. Doesn't mean Bitcoin can't reach a $500,000 price target. People are saying, oh, like Cathie Wood, for example. Cathie Wood came out and said, look, Bitcoin's going to reach $500,000 when institutions start to allocate single digits of their balance sheet into crypto. And that doesn't mean that people accept Bitcoin and accept crypto and accept Ethereum as form of payments. She said, look, it's simple. As soon as institutions start to allocate single digits of their balance sheet, so that's when Blackstone, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, every bank that you could think of, every company, when they start to allocate single digits of their balance sheet into Bitcoin, that's going to be when we really start to see it take off. For example, we're already seeing hedge funds. Hedge funds are saying that by 2025, they're going to have 7% of their portfolios allocated to Bitcoin. 7%, that's huge. There's hundreds of billions of dollars managed by hedge funds, and the top 100 hedge fund managers say that by 2025, they're expecting to have 7% of their portfolios in crypto. And that's what's going to make crypto's price take off, because imagine hundreds of billions of dollars from just hedge funds in the US, and they're saying 7% of that's going to be allocated to crypto. That's what they said. It's not like they're allowed to. This is what the top hedge fund managers say. That alone is going to push the price of crypto up significantly. That could double the price from where we're at. And that doesn't take into account what's going on in Germany, how they just also passed a rule that allows 20% of funds to be allocated to crypto. That doesn't take into account what's going on in other countries. So when we start to think about that, you have to realize that, like, people are treating crypto and Bitcoin as investments and assets. Not everyone is treating them as currency. Same as like Apple stock. You can't just go somewhere and pay with Apple stock. I get it, it's different, but you can't just go and pay with gold bars. You can't just go and pay somewhere with a stock in a company. You'll say, oh, I'll give you one share of this. Like, you could sell that. You could sell gold for a US dollar and then pay. You could sell, let's say, Apple stock and get US dollars for it and then pay. But you can't just go to stores and pay with gold or pay with shares of a company. It's not how it works. Like, yes, it's possible to do that with crypto, but that's not going to be that important, according to a lot of investment managers. They're saying the important thing is how much institutions are allocating to crypto and to Bitcoin. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. But that's what's going on with ARK Invest and Cathie. Next up, I want to talk about something going on with Ethereum and Ethereum's charts, as well as a couple of things going on with institutions and other investors. So first things first. Right now, I'm pulling up a chart just for you guys. But so the first thing going on with Ethereum is the major upgrades that are taking place. As we speak, there are major upgrades taking place on the Ethereum network. Many people are saying that this could make Ethereum be a multi-billion-dollar industry. Let's pull that up. Multi-billion-dollar industry by 2025. Like JP Morgan says that upgrades to the Ethereum network could turn crypto staking into a $40 billion industry by 2025. But the thing that we're seeing right now is that there's a lot of upgrades taking place to the Ethereum network. We're seeing what we're seeing is that we're seeing that Ethereum has ETH 2.0 upgrades. We saw that that's taking place as we speak. EIP 1559. All of these upgrades are making Ethereum better, moving it from proof of work to proof of stake. We're seeing Ethereum also get better in terms of energy efficiency. It's becoming much more energy efficient, which is going to allow more institutions to want to have exposure to it. Other thing we're seeing with Ethereum is that institutions already are starting to pick it over Ethereum in many institutions are starting to pick Ethereum over Bitcoin in many cases. So what we're seeing right now is there's a lot going on for Ethereum. The first thing is that EIP 1559, the London hard fork. So all these are just names for all these upgrades that are taking place on the network, making it more efficient, making it faster, making it better. All these things are already taking place, and that's going to push more people into Ethereum. Right now, when we look at Ethereum's price, it's currently at $2,311 per coin. And important things with the data right now, as I like to look at this 100-day and 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. A lot of people have been talking about this, but we have also on the 100-day moving average for Ethereum, we've seen it cross the 100-day moving average recently. And we have seen it really start to break out. When we look at this chart right here, we have officially started to break out and start to test some important resistance levels for Ethereum. We saw it break above just the other day, and we are continuing our push upwards. Right now, we have the next really resistance for Ethereum right around $2,750, $2,800 per coin before we would touch new all-time highs. But the thing going on with Ethereum is that institutions are pouring more money into Ethereum than they have previously. Previously, institutions really were only putting money into Bitcoin. Some were putting money into Ethereum. But when we look at institutional interest in Ethereum, I'm pulling that up, but it continues to increase over time. It continues to increase because more institutional investors are looking to invest in something that is more energy efficient. A lot of them have certain regulations, certain things in place where they can't have exposure to Bitcoin simply because it isn't great for the environment. Elon Musk and Tesla came out recently and they said that they were not going to be accepting Bitcoin anymore because of a couple things going on with energy efficiency for Bitcoin. So what we're seeing is that since Ethereum is like the next biggest, and since Ethereum is continuing to grow and continuing to improve, and the network's getting more efficient and it's taking less energy, institutions are picking this over. In addition to this, other thing that I like about Ethereum, which many analysts are saying as well, is right now they're saying that Ethereum is looking much better than it has previously because, first of all, like we said, upgrades, energy efficiency. It recently just, in terms of the charts, it recently passed the 100-day moving average. But that's just a start because what they also are saying is that Ethereum, the bottom line is just better. That's what they're saying. Ethereum's just better because of the fact that it has so many more use cases than Bitcoin. Ethereum right now has DeFi applications. It has smart contracts. It has NFTs. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is great, but most people treat it as a digital gold and don't see it being used as much. We don't see as many transactions taking place on the network because many people just see it as a digital gold. Like, I get it, not everyone, but a lot of institutions see it as a digital gold, and they see it as something that isn't great for the environment. So for all those reasons, people are looking towards Ethereum. And like, for example, Bank of Israel, they could have tested like Bitcoin or used Bitcoin, but no, instead of testing Bitcoin, this was on June 23rd, instead of testing Bitcoin, they went ahead and tested Ethereum. They did a pilot program in Israel where they tested use cases of Ethereum to see how it could actually work in real life. What they said is, look, they successfully tested Ethereum and its use cases. What they did is they tested the ability to program car ownership, the title of a car, as an NFT and send it over to someone else using a smart contract. So what they said is, what we did is we took the title of a car, we converted it into an NFT, made it a digital asset. So rather than like a piece of paper, they said, okay, now it's a digital asset. And then as soon as you paid another person a certain amount, that title of the car was automatically transferred over, done instantly, done securely. There was no intermediary partners. It was done very secure. And this is what we're seeing all across the world, is that people are realizing that Bitcoin's great. Bitcoin's not going away. It's going to be a store of value. But institutions, banks all around the world, they're seeing that Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, EOS, all of these cryptos that are in the DeFi space are much more useful, much more practical, can do a lot more. So that's what we're seeing, because this is one of the most practical use cases I've seen. This is one of the best ones, where you can program the title of your car as an NFT, and if someone pays you a certain amount, it just automatically gets sent over. So that's why we're seeing more institutions look towards Ethereum versus Bitcoin. That's why we're seeing them move over to Ethereum versus Bitcoin, because, okay, like I said, right now, more use cases. People like there's more use cases. The other thing is that we have all these upgrades taking place, which makes it more energy efficient, which makes it more practical with EIP 1559, with what's going on with the ETH 2.0 upgrades. All of that makes it better. And the third thing is what's going on with Ethereum's charts. When we look at the charts right now, it has recently passed the 100-day moving average, and it's starting to break out. We've seen Ethereum's dominance continue to increase. Ethereum's dominance is at 18.4%, nowhere near Bitcoin, but it has continued to grow and continue to increase over the last year especially. And right now we're seeing some key things in the charts going on for Ethereum, where we have broken through that 100-day moving average. It looks like we're starting to break out upwards, and our next resistance is going to be right around $2,800 per coin, right around $2,850. If we could break above that, then we're off and running to new all-time highs. Speaking of Ethereum, though, one thing that I do want to talk about, a coin that's going to directly benefit from everything going on with Ethereum, is Polygon. Polygon has been making some major moves lately, and they've partnered with a couple of 401k and IRA accounts. So now if people have a 401k or IRA, they can get direct exposure to Polygon. You can't do that with a lot of other smaller altcoins. In addition to this, we're seeing that institutions are getting more and more excited about owning Polygon and doing large transactions on Polygon. We've talked about the institutional aspect a couple of times, but we have not really spoken about this IRA, 401k, because this is brand new. So recently, just the other day, let's take a look at this. Polygon now available at iTrust Capital in their 401k IRA accounts. Something completely different. And the way that I like to explain Polygon to people is, if you believe in Ethereum, you think Ethereum's going to do well long term, you like all the use cases for Ethereum, I look at Polygon and say, okay, Ethereum can only handle so many transactions per second before the network gets congested. We see too many transactions taking place. It slows down the network. The gas fees get too high. It becomes too slow and too expensive to use Ethereum when there's other alternatives. So the way that I see Polygon is that Polygon is like a brother or a sister to Ethereum, and in the sense that if Ethereum does well, Polygon does well. Polygon's never going to be bigger than Ethereum, but it's benefiting tremendously from the growth we're seeing in Ethereum. So what we're seeing, first of all, is like I said, Ethereum, the main road. As more people start to use it, more transactions take place. It's like being on a highway. It gets to be too much traffic, too slow, and it gets to be expensive. So then the way Polygon works is Polygon is all of these side roads where essentially you have a lot of the same benefits of using Ethereum, but it's not going to be as expensive. There's not going to be as high of gas fees, and it's just going to be a lot faster. So what we're seeing is that Polygon Matic is now available at iTrust Capital in their 401k and IRA accounts. Polygon was launched in 2019, but essentially this is exciting because we don't see many cryptos offered in IRA and 401k accounts, and Polygon is directly available from their crypto IRA and 401k account from iTrust Capital. In addition to this, we're also seeing that there's been a really high influx of projects onto Polygon recently. Right now, the number of projects using Polygon is over 250, which is skyrocketed over the last couple of months. A lot of this has to do with Mark Cuban because he personally invested in the company, not just buying coins. He invested in the actual startup, the business, giving them money to continue to grow. But so what we're seeing is that after he spoke about that, institutional investors have started to come more towards Polygon and started to look away, not use Ethereum as much. This happened a couple of weeks ago. We have spoken about this, but the important thing is here is that we're seeing Polygon have partnerships with 401k and IRA accounts. We're seeing Polygon now have more institutional interest, not only because Ethereum's gas fees were getting higher. At one point, they're lower now, but we're still starting to see that people realize the benefits of having this solution, having this project Polygon, because, for example, we'll look at the data for Polygon versus Ethereum in terms of the percentage of total volume taking place on each platform. What we're seeing is that transactions of $1 million plus made up a larger portion of the total transactions on Polygon than on Ethereum. This could be a couple of reasons. So first of all, the reason that we may be seeing $1 million plus transactions happen more often, like out of the total volume on Polygon than Ethereum, could just be because Ethereum is a way bigger network with so many more people. That's a possibility. It's a possibility that just more retail investors use Ethereum, more people know about it, so there's going to be a lot smaller transaction sizes. Or the possibility is that with Polygon, so that's one. So just more people have Ethereum, which is why we see more transactions of lower prices. But the other thing could be is that people are just realizing that Polygon's better because it has lower fees, and you can do the same thing that you need to do on Polygon as you need on Ethereum, but it costs less money. So we'll see what happens, but what we're seeing is that a lot of people are moving towards Polygon. They're sacrificing some aspects of security, and they're sacrificing some aspects of decentralization in order for having cheaper gas costs, cheaper fees, cheaper transaction costs, having a little bit of a faster network. So that's what's going on with Polygon. Other thing going on, oh yeah, happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy 4th of July. We talked about that earlier. If you guys have any more questions, make sure to throw them in the chat. We're going to go over a couple more things, but I'm just like going over the topics I've planned first, and then we'll get into a couple of other things after. I just have a couple more planned topics, but then throw anything in the chat, and we'll go over all of those. A lot of people have been asking about Dogecoin recently. So people are asking about it. They want updates. What's going on with Dogecoin? And to be honest, there's not a lot of new information that has come out, but there are a couple things that are still important to go over that we still can talk about. So nothing major, but so what we have seen is that the price of Dogecoin right now is sitting right around 24 cents per coin, just under 25 cents per coin. We're seeing that the volume has decreased a little bit over the last couple days. It spiked as soon as Elon Musk tweeted over the last week, but ultimately we have seen the price of Dogecoin consolidate and even drop off, much like the rest of the crypto market. The rest of the crypto market, when we saw it crash, same thing happened with Dogecoin, but ultimately if we look over the last 3 months, we are still up significantly, but since that massive bull run we had, pretty level, just consolidating all across the board. If we look at the top 5 coins today, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, and Dogecoin, Dogecoin is one of the only ones that is down. But the thing going on with Dogecoin right now is, we spoke about this recently, but it's the important things going on with Robinhood. Robinhood has been working a lot behind the scenes, for filing documents for their IPO to working on a crypto wallet. And a lot of this is going to have direct impacts on Dogecoin, because According to Robinhood, according to their documents, they said that a majority of their crypto business, and so right now crypto makes up 17% of their revenue, but most of their crypto business has come from trades for Dogecoin. They've listed this as a risk on their documents. They said, look, if demand for transactions in Dogecoin declines, if people stop wanting to buy it and that demand doesn't move over to another coin on Robinhood's platform, well, then Robinhood's going to struggle. They're going to make a lot less money. But the thing to keep in mind here is that Robinhood, which wasn't revealed in their documents, but one thing that Robinhood is doing as we speak is they're working on a crypto wallet. And this is something that is a game changer for Dogecoin, a game changer for the entire crypto world, because what like Mark Cuban has come out and said, what a lot of analysts has come out and said, the biggest thing holding back crypto right now is the fact that Robinhood doesn't have a crypto wallet available yet. Like, yes, Robinhood doesn't represent the entire crypto world, but we got to remember, a lot of people who are on Robinhood own crypto and would like to spend it. Right now, there are 18 million users on Robinhood. They went from 7 million users in 2020 to 18 million users in 2021. And so the thing that's holding back crypto and Dogecoin and crypto from being used at businesses, according to a lot of people, is simply the fact that Robinhood doesn't have a crypto wallet. As soon as they have a crypto wallet, well, then you're going to be able to send your crypto to another wallet address. Like if you go to a store, you can just buy something with crypto. Everyone says, oh, you could do that right now in Robinhood. We can't. You have to it sells it off first. It's used as a creditor. You could use it on the Robinhood debit card, but you have to pay taxes on all of that. And it's not the same as just sending someone else crypto. If you want to transfer your Dogecoin, let's say, or your Bitcoin from Robinhood to another platform, you have to sell it as cash, and then you have to send the cash over somewhere else, then buy it back again. So it's not the same thing. It's not like you're just sending your Bitcoin from Coinbase to Binance. Very, very different. So that's what's going on with Robinhood, is they're working a lot behind the scenes to work on a crypto wallet, work on making it easier for people to actually use cryptocurrency in day-to-day life. Because right now, Robinhood's great. 0 commissions. A lot of people use it, 18 million users. But the biggest problem with it for crypto is that there isn't a way to actually use the crypto you have on Robinhood in real-world scenarios. You can't just go on to a store. If a store accepts crypto, you can't use your crypto from Robinhood. Like if you want to buy Dallas Mavericks tickets, because they accept Dogecoin, they accept Bitcoin, they accept everything. If you want to buy Dallas Mavericks tickets, you can't go ahead and just use your crypto from Robinhood. You have to have, you could use your crypto from Coinbase, but not from Robinhood. Not from Robinhood. Couple more stories to go over before we finish off, but if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video, subscribe. Let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes. Everyone's been asking about Tugboat. He's my dog lately. He's my dog. Everyone's been asking about him lately, and if you guys want to see him, make sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get up to 200 likes. 200 likes. I said 500, but if we get up to 200, we'll bring him on. Next up, let's go over something going on right now. We spoke about this the other day, but I feel like a lot of people miss this. And this is what is going on with central bank governor in Nigeria. Says that cryptocurrency is... We'll talk about that after. Let's first go over what's going on with George Soros' investment fund. We spoke about this yesterday. I want to talk about it again. A couple new details came out. That's with George Soros' investment fund reportedly trading Bitcoin products now. We talked about this a bit, but there's a couple new details, and everyone was talking like he's like the real world villain. People don't like him, don't like what he's doing. I understand that. But the important part about this, because we didn't talk about that the other day, I get people don't like him. But the important part about his fund actually buying crypto is not that who he is or what he's doing. The important thing is that we're starting to see people who were completely against crypto years ago now be fully for it. They're buying it. Because previously he had said that cryptocurrency was a misnomer. It was a typical bubble. It was based on a misunderstanding, and basically it's nothing. So the important thing is here is that someone who was saying crypto was nothing, crypto was a bubble, crypto was a misnomer, now is actually buying it. And we're seeing that happen multiple times. For example, Warren Buffett, he didn't buy directly Bitcoin, but he invested in a digital wallet company that has Bitcoin based in Latin America. has Bitcoin invested in the crypto world. So we're seeing people, and he had said Bitcoin was a rat poison, that it's worthless, it's nothing. So what we're seeing now is that people who were once completely against Bitcoin, completely against crypto, are getting back involved, and it's just exciting to see that happen. Definitely is. But anyways, that's what's really going on with crypto. Couple of major topics. A bit of a slower morning today for us, but probably just because it's July 4th. Entire crypto market right now is at a $1.47 trillion market cap, up 2.3% today. Things are looking pretty good. Ethereum has really been leading the way. Cardano has been leading the way lately. Cardano's right at $1.43. We did a video on that yesterday, so I'll link it down below. But that's what's really going on. What's up, Jonathan? Zanny Bars, Rachel, what is up? Mason the Monkey, always see you here. What is up? NEU, who else is here? Andrew, STR, what is up? Who else? If you guys have any questions, throw them in the chat. We can talk about a couple more things. Harry Chander, what is up today? 36,000 Bitcoin is coming. It looks very possible today. Right now, Bitcoin is doing extremely well. Like we said, it passed that 100-day moving average and 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. So it does look like it's very possible to see $36,000 for Bitcoin. If we look at the chart, we see 3 days in a row in the green right now for Bitcoin. This is the daily chart. If we look at the 4-hour chart, we have a 4-hour chart with the 100-day moving average. Pull up the 100-day. Here we go. See, we've crossed it on the 100-day moving average. Let's get rid of this one. Crossed on the 100-day moving average for the 4-hour chart. Obviously, for the day chart, we are still well below it. But could be changing soon. We'll see what happens with the price. First time here. What's up, Angelo? Glad you joined us. If you like talking about crypto, stock market, make sure to subscribe. Let's get the 6% educated to 100%. Definitely. What Andrew's talking about is right now with Bitcoin and crypto, what we see is that only 6% of US people who live in the US own crypto. Let me, where is that article? It is right here. So according to a study done by Mick Digital, they explained how only 6% of people own crypto. This is, obviously, it's probably not 100% accurate. It's impossible to know exactly how many people own it, especially if people have it in cold storage. But what we're seeing is that only 6% of people actually own crypto in the US. But 25% of investors. So about a quarter of investors own crypto, but only 6% of people in the US own crypto. I'm trying to pull up the entire report, but I don't see the link for it. Here, let me get this up for you guys. And keep throwing stuff in the chat. If you guys want to talk about Cardano, let me know. We spoke about it the other day. Very exciting video on Cardano. I actually played golf yesterday, and I did a video at the golf course talking about a stock that is very exciting. So you guys are not going to want to miss out on that. But let me pull up this. Let me pull up this new article. The study done by Mick Digital, research firm. Where is it? I want to pull up the study. Mick Digital. This is from Bitcoin News. Give me a second. Just throw stuff in the chat. Yeah. It's annoying. Whatever. We'll just show this. But yeah, according to their study, they've shown that like Dogecoin's price, the interest has increased 6,900%. You could see every single coin, how much interest has increased, how much Google search has increased. If you look at Google Trends, it directly relates to how much the price has increased. It's not like a direct, like if the interest increases 5%, the price of the coin increases 5%. But what we're seeing is that overall, if we see interest and Google searches for something go up, whether it's a stock, whether it's a crypto, we see the prices go up. Or at least for meme stocks and cryptocurrencies. Everyone talks about like AMC and GameStop and how we see those prices increase. That's tied pretty closely to what is going on with Google Trends, looking at what the data is showing us. For example, it says right now 440 businesses in California accept Bitcoin. 180 businesses in Florida accept Bitcoin. Obviously, these businesses have multiple locations, but what we're seeing is that overall, we're still very, very early. So for people who say that crypto is not going to grow, crypto is going nowhere, I look at this number. If you think that there's only going to be 6% of people who ever own crypto, well, then we've reached our top. But if you think more than 6% of the US population is going to own crypto, whether that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, then the price is going to increase. And the big thing here is actually why I think we're going to see the price increase so dramatically is what's going on with Apple. What's going on with Apple. So that's one thing. Also, what's going on with Venmo. I'm going to pull up all these articles because with Apple, with Venmo, with Cash App, all these companies starting to look into crypto, making it so easy for people to pay with crypto, own crypto. Well, all of this is going to make it significantly easier for people to own crypto. It's going to cause the market to dramatically increase in price for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, everything across the board. So what we're seeing right now is Apple. This happened a while ago, but the reason why I think Apple is going to make it so much easier for people to own crypto, the reason why I think this is going to have dramatic impacts on the market is because, like we said, right now, 6% of people in the US own crypto. But majority of people own iPhones. iPhone and Apple has a complete they are the dominant player in the market for phones, and everyone who has a phone has the ability to have a digital, like everyone who has an iPhone has the wallet app where you could put credit cards, you could put debit cards, all on an iPhone. Google has the same thing. Android has the same thing. But the important thing here is not about just Apple having that. It's that they've been working on hiring new people they said specifically in the job offering, working in the alternative payment provider space, such as digital wallets, their fast payments, cryptocurrency, and etc. They were looking to hire people about 2 months ago, specifically in these areas because they're working on developing crypto wallets. It's pretty obvious that they're working on developing a crypto wallet. So as soon as Apple makes it so you can store Bitcoin on your wallet app on your phone, that's going to be instantly when crypto is in the hands of everyone. Because right now, Venmo and PayPal and Cash App, they all already offer Bitcoin and crypto. You could send someone crypto on Venmo. You can send someone crypto on Cash App. You could buy crypto on Venmo. That's easy. But Venmo, crypto, not as big as Apple. If Apple has a crypto wallet and it's just directly integrated into your wallet app on your phone, well, then it's going to be tens of millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. Everyone in the US is going to instantly have access to get crypto and to get Bitcoin. And the way that we see this number, 6% of US population grow to 50%, 60% is when it's just so easy for people to buy crypto. And right now it's getting easier, but it's not as easy as it needs to be. Giovanni, what is up, Giovanni? Yes, Rachel, thank you. I did a video yesterday on Cardano if you guys have not already seen it. But so yeah, it's like for me, I definitely think there's going to be more than 6% of the population who will own crypto. I think it's just a matter of time. And I think that's going to start changing as we see Bitcoin be part of Apple's wallet, Ethereum be part of Apple's wallet. And on your phone, you could just easily, like Apple, they come up with a feature and they say, oh, now you can like if you get a notification saying now you could easily buy crypto, store it in your wallet, and that goes out to 200 million people in the US, it's like instantly you're going to have a lot more money coming into crypto. A lot more money. And probably they would already own, like Apple's going to have bought crypto before that happens. Because if they have a digital wallet, first of all, they'll make money from the investment, but they'll also need to have crypto on their balance sheet. Cardano, Jose Martinez. Yes. Yesterday we spoke about Cardano. Today, if you guys are new here, I'm posting a video in a couple of hours. It's already set to post about a stock called STEM Inc. The stock price has already doubled in the last couple of weeks, and it has a lot more potential. Analysts are giving this stock, but like Goldman Sachs says the stock could easily double. Citron Research says that they think the stock could 8x by 2025. So there's a lot of potential for that stock. What's up, Jonas Aguilar? What is up? So we're going to talk about that. Make sure to have your post notifications on. Texas in the house. What's up? Yeah. If you got William Kennedy, you got 88 $1. That was the move. That's definitely the move if you got 88 $1. I bought more of Cardano when it was at about $1.20 during that dip, so not as good as that. But right now, Cardano's sitting around $1.43, $1.44. So definitely anyone who got it under $1, like I got it at $1.20, I'm happy with that. Jonas, the main coins right now that that I talk about specifically are going to be like, and that I own, are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, which is probably my favorite one. Cardano and Ethereum I really like. I also own like a bit of Dogecoin for fun on Coinbase. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, just a bit of Dogecoin for fun. I own Polygon, which is the fifth one, and Solana. I don't own Polkadot, but it's great. I own about 5 or 6 coins. I like to stay diversified with stock market and crypto because what happened was I used to have way too much in like specific stocks. Made me too nervous. So I had to take money out. I wanted to be more diversified because I don't want to be checking my phone every single day, checking my accounts every single day. So I had to diversify everything. I have, I don't know, a decent percentage crypto, a decent percentage different stocks, some growth, some dividends. I'm pretty diversified right now because I don't like keeping too much money in like one stock or one crypto. Well, for me, the bottom line is if I invest money into a crypto or a stock, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Cardano, I don't care, STEM Inc., Apple stock, I am not going to put too much money into any one of those where it makes me nervous to the fact that I would have to check the price every single day. If I'm checking the price every single day and I have to and I get nervous if the price goes down, that's not where I want to be. I put money into each thing where it's like I don't check it every day. I don't look at the stock ticker symbols. I don't look like I always am researching and looking up, but I'm not like worried if the price goes down 5% or 10% a day. I just pick things that I like long term, forget about it, and that's what I really do. If I see the price goes down and I check it that day, I might add more, but I don't like to have so much money in any one thing where I'm like glued to that stock price or glued to that crypto. Because I used to do that with a couple of stocks. Didn't turn out well because then you get to be, then it's like if the price goes down, you're like, should I sell? Should I buy? You're like, what do I do? And like makes your stomach in knots. I don't want to do that. So I just diversified everything. Hello, Kenneth. What's up? What's up? Okay, let's see. We might have a couple more stories we can go over. If you guys are liking the stream, you want to stay on, let's see if we get this up to 200 likes. We could stay on a lot longer. I don't care. The only way I know if you guys like it, though, is if you want me to continue, is if the video does get more likes. Otherwise, there's a lot of people here. But I'm happy staying on. Definitely happy staying on for a bit. There's an article that came out the other day that talked about cryptocurrency trends, where it's going over the next couple of years, and where we see it moving over the next 50 years, according to top analysts, top people in the space. Article by CNBC, and it was actually pretty interesting. This ties exactly back to what we just spoke about with this study by Mick Digital that talked about The study from Mick Digital was called "Out of All American States, Studies Show Hawaii's Expressed the Most Crypto Demand This Year." The study was called, don't know the name of the study, but it was done by Mick Digital, another study done by them. And what we saw is that there's a couple of cryptocurrency trends that are going on that, in my opinion, indicate where the market is going over the next couple of years. Bitcoin India, what's up? What's up? I see you. So what they're saying is a couple of major trends, first of all. First thing is with hedge funds, institutions, regulators. First thing is that we're going to see more and more regulators continue to approve Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETFs. We're going to see regulators approve crypto in general. And we're going to see a lot more coming out from them. In addition to this, in addition to regulators, what we're also seeing is that hedge funds and institutions are expecting to start to allocate a lot more money into the crypto space. Cathie Wood and ARK Invest came out recently and said that she believes every single company and institution is going to allocate single digits balance sheet. Thank you, George. Well, that's what we are, George. That's exactly what I want, George. He says, we feel like we're just friends talking about stocks and crypto. I hate when I watch a video and it's just lecturing. I hate sometimes the live streams I get like that because I just have a couple of topics in my mind I want to talk about. But that's why I started doing the videos outside. We have the videos outside because literally I was at the golf course yesterday and I just started talking about a stock. So I filmed it and I was like, okay, we're just going to talk about this stock at the golf course. It was literally, I was just hitting golf balls. And you're going to see that video. It's going to be posted, I think, at like 2:30 it might be scheduled for, 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. But that's what I want to do. It's just like, you guys want to talk about something? Let me know in the chat. We'll talk about it. And it's just like friends talking about what's going on with crypto. What's going on with the stock market. I hate being lectured about all that. Love you guys too. George, Rachel, Drew, Andrew. Okay. But let's talk about this study. So this study right here shows another study came out. It was an interview of 100 different hedge fund chief financial officers globally. 100 CFOs at major hedge funds all across the world. And what they came up with is specifically how much money is going to be invested in crypto, when it's going to happen, what's going to change, and like when we're going to actually start to see these major funds get into the crypto world. So what we're seeing, first of all, when we look overseas and we're looking at what's going on with Germany, with Europe, we're starting to see more and more funds get involved. We saw Germany just recently approve a law that allows for all funds to invest up to 20% of their assets into crypto. That was just passed the other day. That gives the potential crypto market another $400 billion in additional capital that could be allocated. We're not going to see all 400 billion, but now companies in special funds in Germany can allocate up to 20% of their funds, which would be about $400 billion. The U.S., there's no regulations in place. These are all based on each company's own rules. But what they're saying is that they're going to allocate about 7% of their portfolios into crypto. They said 7.2% on average will be allocated into crypto over the next 5 years. That's according to CFOs among some of the biggest hedge funds in the entire world. This is a study done by Intertrust, by the fund administrator at Intertrust. So this is interesting because we're seeing a lot of big name managers not just have the opportunity to invest, but they're saying, look, over the next couple of years, we're expecting to invest money into crypto. We're expecting to have 7% of our portfolios invested. It's different from what's going on in Germany, where now companies have the opportunity to invest. This is different because this is done by CFOs who said, no, we can invest and we are going to invest. We're going to have about 7% of our portfolios into Bitcoin, into crypto in general. So that's something that's pretty exciting. Antonio, yes, I agree. Definitely agree. But yeah, I mean, that's what's really going on with crypto. I feel like we'll head off for now because I do have a couple more videos I want to get out to you guys today. We're going to talk a bit, if you guys have not seen STEM Inc., make sure to check out that video. I'm going to post it at like 2:30. I think it's 2:30 or 3 p.m. today. Definitely make sure to check that out. This stock has doubled in price over the last 30 days. We've been talking about it a while. I told you guys how I invested heavily into it recently. So make sure to check that out. Just like set a reminder for 2 or 3 p.m. Definitely a video you want to check out. Just at the golf course talking about stocks. And then we're also doing a video on Tesla. Another video on Tesla later. So make sure to check both of those out later today. Throw anything in the chat or in the comments that you want me to talk about with regards to specific coins. And I'll talk about them. But today we got on the list STEM Inc., Tesla. Make sure to check them both out. And then we'll be live again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Well, do people have off of work tomorrow? I think they do. It's either going to be 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, depending on how much. I'll put a link out early. But so make sure to join us again tomorrow for the live stream at, we'll say 10 a.m. because I think the stock market is closed. So we'll say 10 a.m. Join us then. I hope you guys have a great July 4th. I'm going to head out for now, and I'll see you guys a bit later in some more scheduled